Brangus Cattle. Stone Mountain Highland Games is proud to welcome back Carol Ann Bailey and her amazing sheepdogs, and we are also glad to have Hubert Bailey with us today.
Thank you very much. The dogs that you'll see here today are Border Collies. They got their name from the border country between Scotland and England. They're the only breed of dog in the world that's been bred for one thing and one thing alone for over 300 years. And that's herding, whether it be livestock, ducks, pigs, sheep, turkeys, whatever it might be. The Border Collie will want to work it.
Caleb.
When I say herding, that means to work the stock. If you'll look carefully,
you can probably see them
you
better.
might see
So why don't you
either a metal whistle or a plastic whistle that Carol Ann's using to direct the dog with whistles. She will also direct it with voice commands. I'll tell you a little bit about this dog. This dog 3 months ago was competing in the Irish National in Ireland. And today he's in Stone Mountain, Georgia doing a demo. But nevertheless, he was one of the youngest dogs. He's 2.5-year-old, one of the youngest dogs that competed in the Irish National. And in years gone by, I've bought lots of dogs all over the British Isles, but I decided I'd bring this one home with me, and I gave it to Carol Ann. So anyway, needless to say, language, whistles, all of this is new to this dog. He's picked it up pretty well, but he's like me, he makes a mistake a little bit every once in a while, but for the most part he does it well.
34 feet.
I'll try to answer some of the most common questions that's asked at the demos or anytime you're out with the dogs. Probably the most common would be, how old should the dog be when you start it to work? And my stock answer for that is, if you had a new baby and you brought it home from the hospital, when would you start that baby's training? Before you got home with it, you'd be talking to it. It wouldn't understand what you're saying, but over a period of time, with time and patience, that dog would understand. And it's the same, the child would understand. It's the same thing with the dogs. You know, if you get a puppy, carry it with you. The more you can do with it, the better you'll be. Looks like this dog's a little bit fast here, but he'll slow down with a little age, a little more training. So, to answer your question, usually you can start them on livestock when they're anywhere from 4 to 12 months old, depending on the dog. I'll start mine when they want to work stock. And of course, if they don't want to work stock, you can't start them anyway.
All right, here he goes. Let's give him some encouragement.
And the next big question that people will ask, how long does it take to train a dog? Well, you can train a dog for farm chores within 3 months of the time you start it. If you're going to bring it out here, then it's going to need another 3 months. You'd probably need 6 months training. Yeah, I don't know how much training this dog's had, but it's been, I tell you what now, he's fast. He's kind of like the dog that it takes 3 people to see. One to say, there he comes, the other to say, there he is, and the other to say, there he goes. So he'll need to slow down a little bit here, somewhere along the line. There we go.
Here he goes.
All right, we're going to have just a very small pause here till we can get up to duck toys. and then we're going to bring some sheep out. Now you notice this dog, Carol Ann's had this dog a good bit longer than she's had Pete. Pete was the dog she had out on the ducks. And she normally works this one on the ducks, but I guess she thought, well, I might try him on the ducks and see how he does, but he was a little bit fast. You see how smooth this dog works? Not all of them work that smooth, as you can see by maybe the dog that she had out earlier. I'm going to hang up the mic right here, and then I'm going to step out and help them just a second.
And that was close. All right, third attempts here. Excellent throwing from Randy today. Ace Halverson is up over the women's weight.
Exactly what you mean.
That's going to be a foul for Ace.
That was cool.
Good attempt. Boys up.
Oh, they'll probably go in.
Hurry, everyone. Let's give you some encouragement here. This is your last chance to see it all this time. So close. So close.
Slow him up a little.
All right, they're going to be doing the weight over the bar, which is very similar to that.
Carol Ann is running a dog named Max. Max is about 4-year-old. Slow him up.
I'm sorry. Somebody went out of order. That happens with old people. So Matt has another attempt.
Thank you very much. Give Carol Ann a big hand.
That was the best ball. Now I'll get you caught up. These guys are still going to go to the 42-pound weight over the bar.
Caroline, if you'll turn me a dog loose, I'll make sure your sheep don't get away. Turn Cole loose. Cole.
That doesn't surprise me.
Feet, 2.5 inches. The best today is 23.5 inch. Amy's done. He's done over 20 feet.
I heard my
Okay, the dog out here first is Cole. He's been here before. He's 4.5 years old, I believe.
Hubert, do you remember the year that we first started using wireless mics out here, and you whistled in the mic by accident, and the dog ran through the audience up to the speakers and sat at the bottom of the pole and looked up at it?
Yeah, they get a little confused with that. This second dog that just came out is Chase. He's about maybe almost 2. And then this is Newt. He's around maybe a little over a year old. So this is his first time here. And then Aggie, the female. Aggie's about 3, I believe. You'll notice some of them look different. Newt is a smooth coat. Also Pete, the one I worked on the ducks, was a smooth coat. Border Collies come in a lot of different varieties of hair coats, colors, ear sets. We breed them for their working ability and not for the way they look. Some of them will have different styles. You notice Newt, as he stops, he just likes to stand on his feet.
Trevor wants some energy.
The sheep are Katahdin hair sheep, so they don't grow a woolly coat like you typically think of a sheep. They shed off in the summer and grow a thick coat in the winter. Now, Daddy's able to operate these dogs out here all together because each dog is on a different set of whistles, meaning they've got a different whistle for left, right, and walk up. So each dog should respond only to its whistle.
30 feet 11.
Now, a Border Collie generally wants to do all the work. So it takes a lot of patience for the ones to be still while they see their friends moving the sheep around. Also, the sheep do not like to be close to a dog. So going between the 2 dogs like they did for obstacles is not something the sheep like to do. You notice the concentration the Border Collie has. They work with what's called the eye. They don't have to physically come in contact with sheep to make them move. They just convey a message with their eye that's saying, "You better go." And the sheep say, "Okay." Now, they are equipped to handle something if it's unruly, fighting with them, or when you have tougher cattle. They are able to bring it up a notch if needed. But the idea is for the dog to move them in a controlled, slow manner. Border Collies have gotten popular over the years for different sports. They excel in agility, fly ball, disc dog. They can make a good dog for lots of different things, but they don't typically make a good pet. So if you're thinking on getting a Border Collie for a pet, you need to do your research and make sure it's the dog for you, because it may not be.
The best today is 24. Point Campbell, up.
Now, see, Newt, this is his first time here, and he's thinking he might need to do a little more work than what's being allowed here. You got to always have one in the crowd. It wouldn't be any fun if everybody just behaved and did what they were supposed to.
That throw 28.6, but her best today is 29.5. Christina's up.
If anybody has any questions, if you can get my attention, I'm not sure how far I can move with this microphone, but if you can get to me, we'll try to answer a question. The Border Collie is born with the ability to want to herd. We don't train them to do it. They may not do it right away. They have to become of age, but they are bred with the instinct to want to herd. Occasionally we get one that doesn't, and sometimes they'll make a good agility dog or fly ball or excel in a different sport. They're known for being hyper dogs, and generally they're not, as long as they have a job to do. And I always say, if the Border Collie doesn't have something constructive to do, they'll find something destructive to do. They're very intelligent, but need a structured life with lots of discipline. If not given the discipline, they'll take over a household. And some of you probably know what I'm talking about.
Lightweight for distance is 1 stone. All of these weights are based on the scales.
Now here the dogs are moving in closer on the sheep. This makes the sheep nervous. Each dog is watching, knowing exactly how slow it needs to move, not taking their eye off the sheep. Sometimes just 1 foot coming up slowly is all they need. Sometimes just a turn of the head.
4-stone weight. All of it based
Now he's going to ask the one right in front of him to get up slow, walk straight toward him.
And so these are all increments of that. Right now, the men are
Generally, when you give the whistle soft, they know to walk soft.
3-stone weight. Women with a 1-stone weight.
This takes a lot of patience for the dog.
And these are all counterweights on a large scale.
I think he's going to ask Aggie.
You're as old as I am, and you went to the doctor back in the
Just a little.
day. They had a large.
And now he's going to move Chase just a little bit.
This little thing across the top is the counterweight. Well, that's the same thing these are. These are counterweights. You would go in and weigh.
And now Cole just a little bit more.
They would be on a large industrial type scale, and these are the counterweights. You can just imagine a couple of guys on a slow day at the scales and nothing's going on. They say, well, I bet I can throw that thing further than you or higher than
Now,
you. That's how these events started.
1 step from Newt.
Again, in the weight over the bar, each athlete will have 3 attempts at each height, just like they did in the sheep. Or I'll keep going up.
There's the 1 step.
By 1 foot increments instead of 2. The women will have 3 attempts. They have a 9-foot approach to that trig.
It's going to move maybe Aggie just to this side. No, Newt just a little. Oh, he's going to make him move that back leg up. Trying to read sign language here. Okay, he did it. Now he's going to move Cole up just a little bit.
44 feet, 7
Again,
inches.
a lot of patience for these dogs to do this, because they would love to just run in there and make things blow up and run all around the place. And the sheep are just watching to see if they can make a break anywhere. He's going to move Cole up one more time. Now this is when you decide, can I get a few more steps, or is this all the sheep will tolerate? And this is what we call a dog pen. Different kind of dog pen than what you normally think of. Aggie's going to just turn her head a little bit. There she is.
All right,
Moved a little quick there. And I believe this is as close as we can get the dogs to the sheep without them blowing out the top.
old monkey wanted to take a ride. He wouldn't be happy without he could take a ride. So he'll have a rough ride going on that, and I can tell you. She's gonna warm him up a little bit here, and then he may hang on, he may not. Oh, he's hanging in there. He's hanging in there. Hang on to that hat and let her go. There he goes. There he goes. Yeah. He's pretty good about staying on. That monkey's got a tight grip. Better catch him. Better catch him. 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 Hey, don't let him get up quite that close to the corner if you can help it. The old Tex, he's earned his reputation. He's rode in several rodeos. This ain't his first rodeo. Don't push him out the door. Don't push him out. Sit down, Collie.
Throw 48 feet 10 inches. Think he's up.
You want me to go open the gate on the... All right, if you'll hold them out here, let me bring them out with cold. Thank you very much.
After the first round, the stand is in the lead.